Hey fellow crypto enthusiast, welcome to today's quick trend analysis. Let's get started. By taking a closer look at the hourly time frame for Ethereum, the price went down only slight by about 1.3% in the last 24 hours and has a current price of 146. Moving to the hourly simple moving averages, the current price is below all simple moving averages for this time interval, which looks bearish, and it is to watch if the closest SMA, the 20 SMA, will play as resistance or the price will break it to the upside above the current price of around 147. Important to note is that the price is currently below the 200 SMA, which can play as a strong resistance. However, breaking it to the upside will signal a potential big move up. For longer price development, the daily time frame should be considered, as the shorter time frames are not as accurate. Moving to the hourly relative strength index, the current hourly RSI is at 41, so there are currently no signs of the crypto being overbought or oversold. Looking for divergence in the hourly time frame, no divergence was found that could play a role for the future price at this time frame, because the last one was long ago. There are two types of divergences, bearish or negative divergence and a bullish or positive divergence. Bearish divergence is when the price is making a higher high while at the same time the indicator is making a lower high. This shows that the buyers are exhausted and a trend change could be expected soon. The same logic applies to the bullish divergence, where the price makes a lower low, but the indicator is making a higher low, showing that the sellers are exhausted. Jumping to the hourly stochastic RSI, the stochastic RSI currently shows no overbought or oversold conditions, but the %K line is over the %D line, which means the current trend is to the upside. Looking at the 3-hourly simple moving averages, for this time interval, the current price is below all of the simple moving averages, which looks bearish, and you should keep an eye on the closest SMA. The 50 SMA will play as resistance or the price will peak above the current price, which is around 149. It's important to note that currently the price is below the 200 SMA, which is normally a strong resistance. A potential move upwards, however, could be signaled if it were to break upwards. The simple moving average is calculated by summing up the close prices for a certain amount of candles and then dividing it by the number of the candles. We use usually the last 20, 50, 100 and 200 candles to calculate the different SMAs. The SMA lines could be used to determine if a trend is currently to the downside or upside. The SMA lines could also show support and resistance levels, and breaking one of them could signal trend to the corresponding direction. Jumping to the 3-hourly relative strength index, the current 3-hourly RSI is at 40, so there are currently no signs of the crypto being overbought or oversold. The relative strength index is a momentum indicator that measures the internal strength of the price moves. The RSI is a bounded indicator and moves between 0 and 100. Typically when the RSI is above 70, the price is considered overbought and a pullback or consolidation could be expected. On the other hand, if the RSI is currently below 30, the price is assumed oversold. Searching for divergence in the 3-hourly timeframe, at this time, no divergence was found which could have an impact on the future price, as the last divergence was far in the past. There are two types of divergences, bearish or negative divergence and a bullish or positive divergence. Bearish divergence is when the price is making a higher high while at the same time the indicator is making a lower high. This shows that the buyers are exhausted and a trend change could be expected soon. The same logic applies to the bullish divergence, where the price makes a lower low, but the indicator is making a higher low, showing that the sellers are exhausted. Looking at the 3-hourly stochastic RSI, both the %K and %D lines are in the lower region, which means that the price is getting oversold and soon a trend change or at least some kind of consolidation could be expected. The trend has shifted upwards because the K line is currently located above the D line. Jumping to the daily simple moving averages, the current price is below all simple moving averages for this time interval, which looks bearish, and it is to watch if the closest SMA, the 20 SMA, will play as resistance or the price will break it to the upside above the current price of around 152. Looking at the daily relative strength index, the current daily RSI is at 37, so it doesn't show signs of overbought or oversold conditions at this point. Looking for divergence in the daily timeframe, no divergence was found that could play a role for the future price at this timeframe, because the last one was long ago. Jumping to the daily stochastic RSI, both the %K and %D lines are located in the higher region. This means that the price is high due to overbuying, and a change in the trend, or at least some kind of consolidation, can be expected. The K line is currently located below the D line, meaning that there is a downwards trend. The stochastic RSI shows similar to the RSI overbought and oversold conditions, but moves quicker up and down to improve sensitivity and generate a greater number of signals. It consists of two lines, the %K and %D lines. The %D line is a moving average of the %K line, so it moves slower. Cross points between the two lines could show a trend change. In general, the larger time frames have a greater impact on the price, so please remember that when we display different time frames with different indicators. And also the shorter time frames are only representative for the short-term trading. Thanks for watching, but you should know that trading with cryptocurrencies is very risky, and these videos are only an overview of what happens with the price and a pure technical analysis without considering the fundamentals. So you should read more and make your own investing decisions. See you.